All right, questions for Kenny?
Kenny, can you take us through the last few days and now here being an Eagle? How do you feel about playing for the team you grew up rooting for?
It's pretty unbelievable, honestly. I've been coming to games at the Linc since I was like 5 years old. I have great memories of my dad taking me here, my grandfather, all my family members coming out to the games, together, and just having great memories. And the fact that, hopefully, I can help provide some great memories for some other families now coming up. It's pretty surreal and a full circle moment for me.
How disappointing was it didn't work out in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I gave everything I had there and loved all of my teammates and the coaches that I came across. Some absolute great memories that I'll take forever and lifelong friendships and talking to guys, after it all went down, just, grateful that we had the time we had together and wish, everyone over there nothing but the best.
What's the best way to explain why you wanted a fresh start?
I just thought it was time. It just felt like it was time from, the things that transpired and, wanted to get a chance to go somewhere else and continue to grow my career. And the fact that it's in Philly, the place that I grew up, found the love for the game here with a great coaching staff, great players. I'm looking forward to meet all these guys in a couple of weeks when everyone gets back into town. But, I think it's an awesome opportunity here to join this team.
You're coming to a situation where there's a pretty clear-cut starter already in place. How do you view your role here?
Yeah, just help the team win any way I can. I talked to Jalen, talked to Tanner in the room. They seemed like great guys, and got with Coach Nussmeier and Coach Moore today. Got a chance to meet them. Just want to be a great addition to the room and help the team out any way I can.
How much interaction did you have with the Eagles in the pre-draft process a couple of years ago?
Yeah, had a couple interactions. Obviously, I knew a lot about the city and the team, but getting to know more about the day-to-day and the coaching staff and the people that work behind the scenes all seem like great people. Seems like a place that I'll definitely fit in and share the same kind of core values. So I'm looking forward to joining here.
I'm thinking Ocean Township's more Giants territory.
It is.
How did you end up being an Eagles fan? Any favorite players back then?
Yeah, my dad grew up in Philly for a couple of years before he went over to Ocean Township. So I think that's where it started, and he passed it down to me. But off the top of my head, McNabb, Westbrook, Dawkins, Selleck, Trotter, Curse, just those coming up, those were my guys. So I know vivid memories of them running out of the tunnel. Now that I'll be doing that same trot, I'm pretty excited.
Obviously, in a trade, you don't have as much say on where you're going as if you were a free agent and everything. I mean, I know obviously you'd like a chance to start and everything. How does, coming here kind of balance, weigh into all of that? Yeah,
I just think it's a good reset. I think, getting a chance to play on this team in that quarterback room with a couple of great guys, helping those guys out any way I can and just be ready if my number's called somewhere down the road. It's a crazy league, crazy business. Just trying to put my best foot forward and be an asset for this team.
You mentioned that word reset. You mentioned the word reset. What did you learn from the adversity in Pittsburgh? Do you think you took something from that part of it?
Yeah, I think you always learn more from the adversities in life than a lot of your success success stories. So just putting my head down, going back to work, doing what I love. I love to play the game. I want to get back to having fun, getting a chance to meet these guys. And I already feel like, it's a great environment here with this coaching staff and these players. So that's just what I want to get back to.
Kenny, I know you said, I thought it was time for a fresh start. I mean, there are several reports that after Steelers brought in Russell Wilson that you'd handled it poorly. How would you characterize the communication between you and the Steelers at that time? How the Russell Wilson addition went there and your arrival here?
Yeah, I think the communication, is what it is. It was behind closed doors. I'm confident in the way that I handled it. I handled it the way I should have handled it. I'm excited to be here. It worked out so well that Philly was the place I ended up landing in. So I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
How did your family find out about the trade and what was their reaction?
Oh, I called my dad immediately. He was so excited to have me back. It's an hour and 15-minute drive now instead of 5.5, and they've been making that 5.5-hour drive for 7 years now. So, it's my turn to make the drive back over this way a little bit closer and be able to spend some more time with family and see everybody. It's going to be pretty special.
How about in terms of scheme fit? Do you have an understanding of how it might be? You might fit into the scheme and where the transferable skill set is between you and Jalen?
Yeah, I do. Watching some of the Eagle stuff last year, some of the RPO stuff, they get Jalen on the move a lot. I feel like I can do a lot of the same things. Then watching Coach Moore stuff in LA and Dallas, what he did with Dak, what he did with Justin in LA. I think, getting under center, being in the gun, I think I can do both those things. I think I showed that in Pittsburgh. I think they're going to, they got to figure out the system now with, doing what they did last year here and at their previous places, terminology-wise and scheme-wise. So, I'm excited to learn and just take in as much as I can.
What is it about your game that you think you can improve on most with the ball that you talked about here?
Yeah, it's tough because I don't really know what the scheme is yet. So it's finding out what the playbook looks like and tying it into my game and just trying to polish up things in the pocket. A lot of that goes with what we're doing schematically. So, once I learn that, formulate a plan, with the coaches, continue to improve my game.
You mentioned what a crazy business this is. I mean, 2 years ago, your first round pick. A few months ago, 3 months ago, you're starting games for the Steelers, and now you're sitting here. How do you kind of take it all in? Does it kind of seem unbelievable it transpired this way?
I think go into this league with an open mind. You hear so many crazy stories. I have a great support system. A lot of great people that support me, that push me every day. I think leaning on those people, figuring out the next step. And now I'm sitting in this chair, and I feel extremely grateful to be in the position that I'm in.
Hey, Kenny, there were some reports that you refused to be an emergency quarterback toward the end of the year last season. Can you tell us what happened there?
Yeah, I think that goes back to a lot of the communication behind closed doors that, didn't go the way that I feel like they went, how it's getting released. There was a plan there for that game. It went down exactly the way it was planned to go down that entire week. I was coming off the ankle surgery, so it is what it is. And, like I've been saying, though, very happy to be here.
Are you finding like teams are not as patient like with quarterbacks as used to be? I mean, obviously Justin just got traded right after you, Desmond Ridder and stuff like that, Sam Howell. Like, is there kind of like a hurry as far as teams are concerned?
Yeah, everyone wants to win now. It's an extremely competitive league. I think every franchise, every organization handles it differently. I don't think there's any right or wrong way. It's just kind of how the business has transpired over these past couple of years. But I think as young players, I think everyone understands what you're getting yourself into when you make it to this level.
After 2 years in the league, what do you say your strengths would be at this point? What are some things you do very well?
Yeah, I think my accuracy, I think my ability to play in and out of the pocket, get on the move, extend some plays, just being a leader on a team, the guys want to play with, guys want to, have in the huddle, all things I feel like I do pretty well.
Take a few more for Kenny.
Getting back to the pre-draft stuff, do you have any, obviously you meet with a lot of teams, it's kind of a whirlwind. I know Howie went out to watch you at some point. The Eagles, I think, took you out to dinner after your pro day. Do you have an inkling of them standing out with the interest, or is it just kind of?
Yeah, I mean, talking with Howie, I think he said it was the first college game he was at in 3 years or something, that Thursday night game. We played North Carolina, at Heinz Field. So, great memory that I had at Pitt. Really cool that, he was in attendance for that game and made it a point to be there, after not previously going to a lot of games. So, I knew that there was definitely interest from back, in my Pitt days.
You mentioned you talked to Jalen Hurts. Had you known him beforehand, and how much of his game have you watched, and what do you hope to kind of maybe learn from him?
Yeah, I haven't known him before, never got a chance to speak with him. Got a chance to talk to him over text, just kind of, what's going on here now with the new coaching staff and how everything's transpired. It seems like a great guy. I'm really looking forward to working with him. I think he's an unbelievable player. I think I can learn a lot of things from him on the field, off the field, just getting to know him as a person. So I'm excited to join the room.
You mentioned that game against North Carolina being a good memory. I mean, didn't it go like 10 overtimes or something against Sam Howell?
Yeah, a couple of overtimes and then started downpouring at the end there. We got the win in overtime actually through a touchdown to Lucas Kroll, who's at my place down in Florida right now. We were training together, so great memories. It was an awesome game, and definitely glad he was at that one to see.
Okay, thanks, Kenny.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.